Trump rakes in $9.4 million since Georgia mugshot and more than $20 million in August, according to a report. Like, this is some crazy amount of money that he raised. This picture was worth a lot more than 1,000 words. Former President Donald Trump's mugshot has been a boon for his 2024 campaign, helping him raise $9.4 million less than a week after he surrendered to authorities in the Georgia election interference case. With the mugshot windfall, the Trump campaign has now raised more than $20 million in August, Fox News Digital reported on Tuesday. Now, the funny thing about this, right, is that yes, Trump made like a crazy amount of money from this mugshot, but he's not the only one, right? Because that image is like pretty much public domain because it's just a public image provided by the police department. So there has been so many people that both love Trump and hate Trump that have put these on like products, like on merchandise, and have generated thousands, if not millions of dollars themselves. I can you just imagine like some of these like social media influencers who have probably like millions and millions of followers putting his mugshot on some sort of merchandise, pro or con, like in terms of like their belief against Trump, and just generating crazy amounts of money. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, let's say, like you had like a 2 million follower base, but you got like 100,000 people to buy something with the mugshot. So like you could get crazy amounts of money. And I wouldn't be surprised if like over time that the mugshot probably will generate more than $20 million, more than $30 million for Donald Trump. But again, the funny thing is there's so many people that have made this type of money. So I was just kind of like thinking like, you know what? Maybe someone could like create like some sort of like side hustle where they like do like viral t-shirts or like viral trends and just like start putting these things onto like products and just basically printing money because these are some just crazy numbers. Like imagine if you could just like basically make 10 million bucks from selling a shirt. Like that's crazy. So since the moment my mugshot was plastered all over the internet in a vicious attempt to wrongfully turn me into a criminal, our movement has raised $9 million from grassroots patriots like you, Trump said in a statement released by the Trump Save America Joint Fundraising Committee on Tuesday. In fact, our campaign recorded its single greatest fundraising day ever, the 77-year-old said of his Georgia surrender bounty. And Trump's fundraising numbers spiked soon after his historic scowling mugshot was emblazoned on campaign merchandise, stressing that he will never surrender, according to the report. Now I don't know why he did the scowling thing, but it's just kind of interesting. Like this image has generated so much money. The campaign sold 36,000 T-shirts, 24,000 coffee mugs, and 8,600 posters bearing the image of Trump that was captured by authorities at the Fulton County Jail, allowing it to rake in nearly $3 million off that merchandise alone, the outlet notes. And the mugshot merchandise money has reportedly been earmarked for political and campaign activities and will not be used to cover the 2024 Republican presidential primary frontrunners' legal expenses. The infamous portrait of Trump quickly went viral even before the former president incorporated it into his first post on X, formerly known as Twitter, in more than 2.5 years. The post came just hours after he was booked in the Fulton County Jail, Rice Street, on Thursday, after being hit with 13 counts by Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis related to his alleged 2020 Georgia election tampering efforts. Trump has vehemently denied wrongdoing and decried the charges leveled in his fourth indictment since leaving the presidency as election interference, and Trump has routinely leveraged the criminal cases against him into fuel for his campaign. Following his first indictment in Manhattan over alleged hush money payments to the adult star Stormy Daniels, the Trump campaign touted a $5 million haul in the first 48 hours and $10 million over 5 days. His campaign also boasted about raising 6.6 million in the days following the former president's federal indictment on felony charges for allegedly mishandling classified records, and Trump was also slapped with a 4-count federal indictment earlier this month for alleged 2020 election subversion. In total, the 45th president is facing 91 counts in all 4 indictments. Trump holds a nearly 41% point lead in the GOP presidential primary race, according to Real Clear Politics average of polls, despite the legal cloud surrounding his candidacy. Now, the main reason, again, that I wanted to kind of like talk about this is because, one, I just find it very fascinating that someone was able to generate this type of money in a very short amount of time, and on something that is like might be viewed negatively. But it also kind of like makes someone think, is like if you are capable of generating clicks or like generating some sort of traffic at the snap of the finger, if you're able to do that, then it kind of doesn't really matter what product you necessarily sell, as long as you're able to get the traffic, get the eyeballs, you're going to basically convert eventually and make money from it. Like, this is a lot of money. And it's over basically a mugshot of Donald Trump. So you could technically, if you are a social media influencer, whether or if you're kind of interested in doing that, and maybe you don't want to be the face of it or whatever, but let's say that you can just, gain traffic in some form, you could literally create a business, side hustle, whatever, a source of income because you're driving traffic that will then lead to purchases of a product, right? Now, technically, one way you could view this as like having sponsorships if you're like doing your own like YouTube channel or something like that, but it might be better to just create your own product where it basically doesn't cost anything for you to literally create it, and you can make something as simple as like a digital t-shirt where you could just like do like because like, there's like services out there like I think like Teespring where you could literally just copy and paste basically an image, probably his mugshot, slap it on a t-shirt and probably make a good amount of money from it if you're able to generate that traffic. I mean, for example, like randomly on TikTok, I saw someone create a video of them designing a t-shirt with this mugshot, and they had like 300, 400,000 views on that one video. And I think like on the rest of their account, they basically had no views. But on this one video, they had like 200, 300, 400,000, whatever views, and like tens of thousands of comments on that video. Meaning that that video had so much engagement and had so many people seeing it that they probably actually converted and bought the t-shirt that was designed within that video, which is kind of like crazy. Like it's almost like similar to like say, I mean this is just like an Arizona diet green tea can, but let's say that I was like designing a product like on a TikTok video under like a minute long. I designed this product, put a link inside the description or onto the profile page. And it's like, hey, you can go buy it. And this video got like 400,000 views, and a certain percentage of those people are going to buy it. So you could potentially sell like tens of thousands of products from that. And depending on the price point of that product, you can make some really good money. Like another really good example of this is in terms of like this actually like working out really well is there's one fitness guy that I like to like watch a lot, although he doesn't really make content really anymore or hardly ever, and he's called More Plates, More Dates. Now he owns a company called Gorilla Mind. At least I'm pretty certain that's what the company's name is. But that company basically has like this kind of like deal with like fitness influencers where they probably do pay the fitness influencer like a certain amount of money per month as like a sponsored athlete, but then also give them like a kickback or like an affiliate kickback for every sale of that product, right? So it's not like a normal sponsorship. Is basically like, oh, you're able to move product, so you're getting kickbacks of the percentage price point of that product. So like, let's say like a product costs like $60, you'll get like $10 for the sale of that one product, or $20 for that sale of that one product. And most of these products are recurring, so you could end up like, if you get like a loyal fan base, you could end up basically generating hundreds of thousands of dollars per month recurring by selling that type of product. So I just find it very interesting, like what can be done in terms of like influencer marketing or like digital marketing. Like this is just super fascinating. Like imagine that you could set it up in a way where you clear like 10 mil in a day, in 2 days. Like that is crazy.